Mission 2, Suburban Sunsets. Welcome to Hicksville. For this shift, we're completing the final leg for the train to New York Penn. So, hey guys, so Dubtail Games, Train Sim Worlds, and Railroad. So, yeah, do apologise, it has been a little while since I last on this route, but it's a bit busy for me, and it's just a delay, because these videos are mine. But things have now finally caught up, and we can finally continue our Train Sim World series as normal. I'll say normal, but because we've got the 3 DLCs releasing at such a quick time, the Class 83 for M7 Railway, the Northern Railroad and the Northern Transpennine service, basically it's that 3 days a week we shall be doing DLC routes. So today's Thursday, we should do the Railroad on, and then tomorrow Friday, we'll do the Transpennine, on Tuesday. So, let's pull out train to the front. So our train is still in motion, of course, because the door was opened then. It's the fun of being a train driver, you get to open the door before you even stop the train. Anyway, let's be serious now. So, set up the train and get ourselves ready to go. So, turn the master key. Let's turn the master key to on. First up to forwards. Braking to max braking. And lights set to brights. Set up the brakes to 90 psi, so hold that for a short bit. All looks good. Passengers are now loading, and since they are on this side, we will then need to put the key in. Although I believe for most service from Hicksville, Hicksville to Jamaica, all stations will be on this hand side, other than Hicksville itself and Jamaica itself, where they're on this side. Then all the way to New York Penn, where they are alternating platforms. So yeah, New York, Pennsylvania, which is the northern branch here. That will make sense. So, bit of route that we have been on a few times now, especially with the last release as well, DLC Train Sim World. Not even last release, sorry, last mission. We actually went up to the siding near New York Penn. So if I now disconnect that, put the key into this end. Turn the key as well, so it's a little bit easier to run later. Set ourselves down. And I believe we are now ready to go. So throttle goes up and the train goes into motion. So fairly standard start so far, and I don't think much can go really wrong for us today. It's a fairly simple journey. There's what's the next station? Westbury, 3.1 miles. Speed limit to about 40 miles per hour. This will be miles per hour, so you're in the US, not Germany, so it has switched to kilometers, which is fine. So keep the train going now at 40. So, like I said, it has been a little while since I last did the Railroad, but in terms of actual routes, I might still do play in my free time road cards. I mean, as I say in a lot of my videos, I do like my metro stopping services. So at the moment, this line is for me the pinnacle of what I'm excited to get. I do enjoy it. The train's really fun to drive, the W7, and the Long Island Railroad itself is a very interesting route. I mean, you have got a different range from stopping services all the way to these long distance ones. So as you see there, speed goes up to 80, more throttle inch, so speed the train up. 1811 to Westbury. So it should take us too long now to get there. We're going 60 now, so that's a mile every minute. About 90 will be a mile and a half every minute. So we'll get to 80, it's just shy of that. We have 2 miles to go. 2 minutes tops really. So it's 2 minutes anyway, so that is fine. I make it there a little bit early, so if I don't go completely max speed, we go a little bit shy of that. We should then be alright for our timings. So 1.4 miles to go. Probably should have pressed the horn there going for the points, but yeah, my route knowledge isn't exactly the greatest, so I'm a bit too late. Anyhow, let's continue as usual. Westbury is the next station. Train is fairly full right now with passengers because, to be fair, this entire branch of the Long Island Railway is fairly straight, and as a result, we can go quite fast. I mean, all the way between Hicksville and Jamaica, it's just a straight line, no sharp turns, no corners, no nothing. So just go max throttle, and then take the train right to the top of its limits. And you can probably go faster than this even, but my speed is 80, so you need to respect that. A little bit braking in. Horn for the crossing point there. A bit more braking, and just actually start slowing it down, ready for the first station. Way too fast actually for my liking. You've got max braking for now. Train will come to a halt, probably a little undershoot there. The railway train has actually made the platform, so that is fine for me. We unlock the right. He's already in there, so I'll just do that. Close the door. Close the pan. It won't force us to reopen it again. Yeah, perfect, cool. So, now recharge my brakes. And just prepare ourselves for the second station. Actually do a little bit brake without stopping, because as you guys know, when it comes to braking this train, I'm not exactly a number one expert for it. I can do it, I'm just not very good at it. Alright, so locking doors very shortly. There we go. Perfect. Doors are locked. Panel is green. Doors closed. If that's red, it means we can't move. If it's green, it means we can go. It's just past the automation of this train. So, how far is it? 1 mile to Carla Place. 80 miles per hour speed here, so I can probably just accelerate the entire time, really. Just brake once we are getting close to the station. No real time for coasting, really. And at all stations, about a minute or so. So yeah, stationary minute and 20 seconds. So with the usual setup, I'm going to be about 25 miles per hour when entering the station. Give me some good results for braking. Sometimes it can be a little bit faster, sometimes a little bit slower. That just then determines what kind of brakes I'll use for the stopping, either minimal braking or emergency brakes. Hashtag pro train driver here. It's pro train driving skills. Just max braking. I mean, right now it's a bit of a fast approach, but we should be alright, really. The benefit of the M7 train is the fact that it is so long. So these platforms are going to get a little bit longer than that as well, which means our overrun space is generally quite fine. I mean, that was an entry station at 60 miles per hour and stopped that in no problem. Okay, that was an accidental emergency brake there. That's fine. So you can just recharge the brakes afterwards. So, unlock the doors, let's go back 1, recharge that. Guess I was ready to go for the second station with the third station along the line. So, Carlo Place. Just open the blinds here so I can check it out. All looks calm. I mean, the one downside to this train, how Dovetail Games have done it, is normally you have the window down, you press the right button once, and the camera goes out the window. In this case, they've decided to go through all the displays here before finally getting our head out. So, 1. Or in the case of this train, since they are the see, I've got the keys behind you to unlock the train. You may have 2 at most, but the fact of doing it 5 or 6 times just makes it a little bit of a longer, slower process. Otherwise, yeah, not too bad so far. So let's Seat area may be necessary for train crew to safely open and close doors. Seat may be relinquished to train crew members when requested. Basically, if you're telling you to move, please move. Otherwise, you're free to sit here whilst train right-hand side doors are not in action. I believe, for this part of the line here, other than Hicksville where we start in Jamaica, where we're ending, all of the doors are on the right-hand side, so there's no real need to move the key at this point. At least not until we get to later on. I mean, yeah, Hicksville, back here is a left-hand side. Jamaica, it's over here. This one's a left-hand side as well. Right, so all stations between the right-hand sides, and then we branch out to York, Pennsylvania. That's then alternating the doors depending on what side of the station was built, basically. So, 2 miles to Mineola. 18 past 18. 2 miles will take time to coast at 80 miles per hour, top speed for this line. Obviously do a bit more, which is like a flax and say what it is. So, yeah, let's do a bit 80. 90, maybe even 100, so let's go to 120. So, in theory, train can go up to 120 basically. Go, minimum power. Since this is a flat bit of track, it shouldn't require much throttle, just a huge amount of speed. It will obviously slow down due to drag and whatnot. The third rail obviously adding a bit of drag aspects to the train, but it's not exactly a major thing to slow us down. So it comes about 1,000 yards now to the end of the station. There we go. It's got some minor braking in. Speeds, but it's the length of these platforms which can be effective in slowing down and stopping. Take that back, this actually wasn't exactly the longest platform in the world. Obviously some assisted braking would have been nice there. Whereas that is fine. Unlock. Recharge. Set up for the next station. Yeah, welcome to my train driving skills, where the emergency brakes are your best friend, literally. So, at the end of the day, like I said, at the end of the day, all the carriages do make the stations, so I'm not losing out or anything. Yeah, there's a map there, which I haven't discovered yet, so let's just quickly go grab maps. Building. Just a long train. It really gets longer every time you walk down there. That bit. Thank you. Check. Fire extinguisher. Touch that, and then I'm going to run back to the front of the train, ready for our next station. Another bridge up there. Reminds me of Tikkurila station in Finland, which is north of Helsinki. About 20 kilometers north of Helsinki. Tikkurila, which is like the secondary main vantage point for all these national rail trains. Because in my case, because the depot is just before that, the double-decker main intercity trains do actually start from Tikkurila rather than Helsinki itself. Alright, let's lock the doors. Throttle goes up, and off we go. Meridian Avenue, 1821. It's got 2 minutes to go, 1.2 miles. So get up to 60. No problem with that one. Shoot. different mechanism. No, yeah, it's going to be the side of the rail, not the top of it. Okay, makes sense. Normally when I see a third rail, it's like a shoe that rubs against the top of the rail. In this case, it's actually just the side of it, which does make some sense as well. And now it starts braking now. Start braking here, since we are going fairly slow for the entrance to the station. There we go, Meridian Avenue. Platform actually is too short for the train, so it's just a case of bringing it right to the end now and stopping it there. Nice and slowly, nice and steady. You can actually go right to the end of the platform rather than using the stop where it's given us, just for the fact that we can try and squeeze a few more of the carriages actually onto the platform itself. There you go, 12 car MU. 12 car multiple units. Open the doors. Let's see how many cars actually make it onto the platform. Cars actually is all of them, so not sure why it said that I could stop with one car to spare really. Yeah, this is definitely more of a classic American station. There's a map there, but just from the length of the train, I don't think I'll actually be able to make it in time. But I'm probably won't to go around like an entire journey. But yeah, it's definitely more classic, smaller American station, outskirts of the city. It's not totally without resources. There actually are platforms. A lot of American small stations do not even have platforms on them. But they do also have a couple of your basic necessities. My window is actually still open. There's that. Ready to go very shortly. The doors. And then throttle up. New Hyde Park. 1824, 1822, 1 mile, that's perfect. So one thing I have noticed with this scenario, especially on the outer stations towards Ronton-Tola, is the fact that you have 2 close stations, 2 far stations, 2 close ones, 2 far, 2 close, 2 far. It's like 2 miles to 1 mile, 2 mile, 1 mile, so forth. So it means that you are having a bit more of a stopping and starting service every other station. Counts about 1,000 yards, there we are. 1,000 yard is 0.6 of a mile. For those who don't know their imperial measurements. Yeah, I'm not great with imperials, but I do understand them. Whoa, was that somebody on the track there on the right hand side? Oh, okay, everybody's actually sunken here. Right, okay. I just saw somebody walking down the side of the track. That just seems a bit odd, but not out of range for trains in the world, since I've seen it once before. But never seen people sunken. Which do you use that? I've never seen people sunken on the side of the train. Go back to over here again. The person walking down here seems to be gone, but people on the door there, are they boarding the parking? Yeah, they're walking normally. In fact, what happens if I was to leave the train? Would I sink through, or would I be able to walk the platform? Yeah, I'll walk on the platform. Who's my nearest person then, so if I can try and maybe stand on top of them and see what happens. Hugh heads on the platform just there, my closest. Right, what happens if I actually try and like interact with you, I'd say. Ooh, stand on your head, you're just gonna walk me down the platform basically. Weird. Okay, there's a few more something's down there. We'll just exit the station. Right past is 7 seconds. So just enough time for us to get back into the cab. Close that, sit down, lock the doors, and get ready to go. So 20 minutes this one so far, about a third of the way there. Check the map, that'll probably agree with us, yes it does. Next station is Floral Park, where we then have the branch down to... I don't remember that branch's name, which is quite awkward. Hampstead, that's it, sorry, yeah, the branch down to Hampstead Station. Showing up with us before ending up at Jamaica. That's where the junctions as well, the crossings. Braking now before I forget to do it too late. Max braking shall do. Floral Park, now see just ahead of us on the bridge. Okay, another case where it's saying that there's there's 1, 2, 3 cars outside the platform. Whether or not we can actually improve on that. Let's see. We're going to go for motion braking though, so it's going a bit fast. Although, actually I will agree with this one, the platforms aren't exactly very long here. Actually slightly overshot ourselves, but as long as we have 3 cars within the platform, we'll be alright. Unlock. Train goes to maximum braking, release the brake valve, and charge the brakes. So the pressure is holding the brakes away from the train wheel, and then by releasing all the pressure, the wheels, kind of like the springs, just push themselves back onto the brakes, onto the wheels, and slow the train down. Fairly old system, but it works. Might just last so long. Otherwise, down the back, all looks fine. It's just standing there, it's not bad. Whoops, there's a blind up on the doors. There we go. And there we have it, so back down again. 80 miles per hour speed limit and line limit. Signal won't change for a little while. Once we get to Jamaica, the signals will change that again, so it's slower. But otherwise, at this point in time, the signals should stay at max speed for quite a while. Anyhow, lock the doors, and it's 28 past already. We'll be cleared to depart. What's that? Alerta bypass. Okay, fair enough. Just saying that there's any issues and whatnot that we actually have bypassed them. We've got acknowledge, but that has been deactivated. Mainly because the American system, I have got no idea how it works. IFB in Germany, AFB, sorry, that's the auto throttles, PZB, sorry, that I do have some basic understanding of, and then AWS, I've got perfect knowledge on basically. Since I know how the UK system works, it's simple. You hear the alert, you press it, and then you just look at the signals to determine what's the message trying to tell you. Otherwise, it's a pretty standard one. Another station to the left there, which we're not stopping at, so we're going straight to the lake now. Right to the platform station, which the name of it is in a second. Multiple units at Melrose. We're going to 60-40. Okay, actually, it's just changing down to 40. My mistake. Let's do that then. Yeah, still down to 40 for the signal points. I'll do that. As basically, as Pelson told me, about to 80 now. Whatever's lower from the light speed and signal speeds, then follow that. So if line speed is 80 but signal speed is 40, you go 40. Line speed is 60, signal speed is 20, you go 20. Signal speed is 80, line speed is 50, you go 50, so that kind of stuff. So basically it's just the way that you can have the line speed, if changing points or going around the sharp curve, and the signals just kind of like have minor adjustments, minor corrections to where you are going, where you are headed. A bit too fast now, so slow down a bit. In fact, the speedometer's kind of died for me. That's like at 61, I'm going 78, so glad the on-screen UI, I'm going to have to try and reset that because that is broken, to say the least. Anyhow, it's 3.4 miles to Jamaica. It's a slight downhill bit of track, so no need for any throttle. And the downhill bit of track will actually counteracts the drag from the electric third rail. Train on our left hand side is another express train heading to where we just left. The main depots for the railroads M7 LIRR. I'm actually quite sure what's here, there's just a lot of single sets here, just 2 cars in the entire locos. Four car sets, and that's how they are, they're just 2 cars paired together. That's my trying to figure out that as well. Go to a 3. Here. Pairs. So in the US, all trains in pairs, and you just attach the pairs together to form a train set. Similar to that in the UK with the, say the 101s actually, back in the old days of the British Rail, you would trains in pairs and you just stuck them all together to form a longer train. Actually, Jamaica's ahead of us now, a mile away. And yeah, even like in the, let's say Chiltern Mainline as well, the 166s, they are 2 or 3 car sets pairing together, you can get 5 or 6. Same with the 165 on Chiltern, 166 on the Great Western. So yeah, just pair cars together, make a train set. London Underground is somewhat similar, but the train set's a bit longer, so you get 4 car sets. And what you can do is split the car sets in half, so you have 2 cars and 2 cars, stick it to a 4-car train, and make it a 6-car set. And over the years they kind of converted some of the 4-car sets, so the end car was turned into a passenger car. Very basically though, in terms of just a paint job, and the door was forever locked. Nothing like actually removing the cabin or anything. So on the Piccadilly line, it's the most prominent, so you can see what used to be a driver car has now been converted. But there are 1 or 2 services that still have the original paint job and whatnot on them. Right down to 15. Between the biggest and the laggiest station of all, Jamaica. That's 15 miles per hour to go down the entire length of these platforms. It's mental. It's a long and slow process, but eventually we'll complete it. What's it? 18:35 is our arrival time. It's 18:33, and so it's about 2 minutes to go on the entire length of the platform. It's looking good so far. Nice and slowly. Slowly but surely. And eventually, 3 cars to go. We may finally use our brakes and bring it to a halt. Go. As you're already leaving, you were stopping when we actually arrived, so the entire time took you to Portland Spark. We also did our same thing. Doors, however, on the right hand side here, rather than left, which is the usual for me. Although, yeah, once you do make our way towards New York, Pennsylvania, station will then just change sides depending on what station they are. I'll actually walk around for a little bit since we have got a couple minutes at the station. In terms of collectibles, I think I've got quite a majority of them here at Jamaica. Train just coming in there. Yes, it is. You're coming from the East New York branch. We're going to the Central. East New York branch is generally one with fairly standard trains are open on one side. So I'm just going to sit inside the train because for some reason my system cannot actually load this to save its life. Now, I know my system may not be the highest spec in the world, but this is a bit below usual for me. Sitting from the driver's cab, it's not looking too bad. When you walk around the platform, it gets a whole lot worse. We're 3/4 of the way there. Map. We are about halfway through the branch now. Yeah, it's got that little bit of twist turn a bit ahead of us. Otherwise, it's going to well. Just accelerate. Look at you. Just get a bit further down the platform. That's something. You're now gone. A lot of trains here parked up. Besides, there are a lot of trains here right now, and my system is definitely taking the toll as a result. Just lived in one of these apartments here all day, every day, trains. Got a minute and a half until we're allowed to depart, so I'll pass a little bit early, or just as we are at White Station, quite large interchange points. We have got to hold for these passengers for disembarking. All these long run railroads, the other services. What services actually come through? Maybe passing, no, not North, it's NIC, Northeastern Corridor. I'm very sure it'll be more than just one service coming out of the station. Economically, at least, most amount of sense. There'll be a smaller interchange point here, away from the main platforms. Here, show you got the stations. Nice train. Down again. Now, 30 seconds to departure, so we'll close the doors. Okay, 20 seconds to go. And in the UK, when it comes to trains departing, usually it's every 10, 20, 30 seconds before departure, doors are closed to ensure a timely departure. So, 10 seconds before we go. Braking goes to neutral. Throttle goes up. Yeah, 10 miles to New York Penn. So we're actually going to stop at the stations. We're going to make a direct service to NEP, okay. NYP even, sorry, not NEP, NYP. So it's 10 miles until presumably the end of the route. Now the fact that it's meant to take about 25 minutes, my guess, there's going to be a blockage down the line, or that's the end of the route, we have somewhere else to go. Although we'll find out in a couple of minutes when we do continue past the points there. I mean, right here is basically where all the branches all split off to go their own directions. We have access to 2 of them. The rest of the branches just do all their own thing. So, and I believe one of them actually goes to a depot as well, not just one by the side of Jamaica, but elsewhere. Anyhow, throttle goes up. We should just be on the left hand side, so I believe there's one more set of points we need to go through once we connect to the line up there. No, actually no, this is fine, sorry, because that line up there is one that branches across and goes the other side, so that's fine. This is a bit blinding, so if we not there, is that all we get from the blinds? Can we move it down? Yes we can. Kind of, it's not very effective though. We leave that to the side then. Getting a little fast, so we're just braking in. And down to 35. And I'll assume in a couple of minutes the speed limit will then go back up again. And now to reach line speed of 60 at this point. Train's now stressing up a bit. 1.5 miles to go. Line speed should pick up very shortly once the rear of the train eventually makes it through the 80 now. And then we definitely have to slow down for the large corner here, which would be around us if we're going too fast. Sliding here to the depot nice and slowly before exiting and arriving at NYP very shortly. Okay, here's the other siding where we went to last week, or sorry, I say last week, last couple of weeks ago. Now service came to an end of the siding in the terminus. The one I actually spent quite a while trying to find. I mean, there was it Brooklyn Island Railroad Station, but nobody knew where it was, because basically there's no main services that go there. There was that one scenario last week which allowed us to drop passengers off there. So I presume in real life it's not like the most commonly used branch in the world, but even then, still one or two stations that, one or two people out still trying to look for it. So I definitely remember it being advertised on the Steam discussion, sorry, the Steam page. It was on sale. Branch to Brooklyn, sorry, Long Island station. Yeah, I don't know my New York stations. I'm afraid, of my New York area. You have Long Island, which is the main city there. You have Brooklyn, which is the residential southerly bit. You have East New York, which is East New York. You have what is this? You have Queens, which is to the north. You have Queens. You have, what other districts do I know? That's basically it for my knowledge of New York. There aren't too. I don't know if there's like how many more districts there are. I mean, I know that New York as a whole is a state rather than a just one city. It's New York State, New York City. So yeah, a lot of my American knowledge I still need to pick up on. Unfortunately, for those trees, I'm not getting totally blinded by the sun. The trees weren't there. Even now, my eyes are probably getting quite irritated by that. But hey, at least the blind's slightly effective, eh? There's it. So, there. Yeah, at least that's useful. Said nobody ever. A little bit of braking just to stop from going too fast. There's, yeah, downhill bit of track, so I've expected. Minor braking in just to stop us from going too fast. Train's going uphill now, so the frost will just counteract that. About 5.6 miles to go, it's not too far away from the depot. They're going down to 60 now, so slow down for that. station is that? What's this? Woodside. Large station. Site. I'm above actually as well. Woodside. Not sure what services though. Double track. Not rail or anything. I mean, all I know is that Long Line Railroads next year, 2020, they're getting a lot of funding in to kind of rebuild the entire line basically. A lot of stations will be rebuilt, platforms extended, and just the whole thing is modernised. So I remember back when the Delta Games first announced this route, there were quite a few comments saying, in 2 years the station will be unrecognisable. They're rebuilding most of them. So it'll be interesting to see like there's a side-by-side comparison of this line now, and one in say 2-3 years time once everything's completed. Well, I say 2 or 3 years time. For anything like the London new rail lines, such as the Elizabeth Cross Rail Purple line, yeah, meant to be out 3-4 weeks ago. Nope, it's been delayed till May at the soonest. So yeah, that's going to be a little bit of a while away. But other than that, most services work. Like when it comes to TfL rail at the moment, so currently it is TfL rails, meant to become Elizabeth line back in December 9th it would have been. But basically, just the fact that they've delayed the entire opening, it's now turned into a... The government's not happy. People now have to try and pay for the delays for it, and it's cost the head of TfL his job already. And so, well, that just goes on. Because TfL Rail is opening 2 parts for right now, so from Heathrow Airport to Paddington, and from Liverpool Street to Shenfield. At the moment, there's a tunnel being constructed between Liverpool Street and Paddington. So one entrance is outside of Old Oak Common, the other one's using old former tunnels from former railway lines that closed down like 50-60 years ago, to use that instead. And basically, yeah, it's meant to have been opened back in December, but due to delays on the line, that got pushed back until April, May, June at the earliest. So, plenty of arguments going around that. And the line itself, while it will open eventually, it's the delays that's causing a few problems at Parliament right now. I mean, I've only once used the new 395 adventure trains on the line from Shenfield to Liverpool Street. Not a bad train, definitely not a bad feeling one at all. So, can't wait for that to open. I mean, the seats aren't the most comfy in the world, but most modern train seats aren't. They're just ironing boards, basically. But yeah, at the end of the day, the whole thing's a bit of a mess. It's a bit of a mess. And there's something like £12.8 million was spent on those little Oyster card wallet things that people got at the open air events. I've got one of them, which I actually did a video on. I actually did 2 videos on at what was it? It was at Custom House for Excel. So while it says December 9th on it, there is no Elizabeth Line trains on December 9th. And then Jeff Marshall on Twitter, I think he's the one who best summed it up from a public point of view. Sure, if you're watching my channel, you definitely know who Jeff Marshall is, so I don't need to give him much of an intro, other than he's the YouTube trains guy. So now I'm the final tunnel here to York Penn, and we should be arriving within a couple of minutes. The fact that the doors are actually a bit too low for the side bit there, so I presume they exist so that if trains get stuck in the tunnel, people can walk down the tunnels to get to the station, but they're too high. As a result, you can't actually do much with that. Anyhow, 1 mile to go, 1.5% gradient uphill, and it's service now. Oops, pardon me. In service now. So it's 50 miles per hour. We'll be at about 50. We'll come to 1,000 yards from the station. Okay, line speed going down to 40 signal speed, so I'll do that. And then coming to York Penn, it's a very slow approach, so not going too fast at this point now. Stop at location York Penn 1856. It's 1849 now, so we could be sitting here for a couple of minutes. I'm hoping that does help Games Train Sim Worlds. Unlike their previous sim, where if you arrive too early you have to wait the entire time. Because this is a terminus station, I hope this is the case where we can end the service a little bit earlier. Because I'm not exactly the kind of guy who wants to sit here for 10 minutes waiting for nothing. But hey, you never know. What I do know is that I need to now stop accelerating, so we're going 16 at 15 track. And start slowly using the brakes. Though not much braking, just to bring the train to a steady halt. There we go. Perfect. Just completes. Open the doors. And let the passengers now disembark the train. Go. Wait until 1856. Okay, guys. I'm just going to jump cut now, so that you guys don't have to sit here with me for 10 minutes while I try and fill the gap, basically. It's going to be a lot easier to cut it. So, and that is so annoying. 10 minutes. Sorry, was it about 5 minutes early? I'll see you guys in a moment. Or in your case, like that. Here we go. So, shut down cab. Controls and bring train to a halt. Find the just do the keyboard a bit easier. So, brake set, reverser. And what I need to do is it actually brake that I need to set it to. I'll be honest, this game with the mouse, it's not fun to use using these controls and mouse. Sometimes they're alright, but other times not so. Anyhow, let's just deactivate the train and get ourselves ready to go very shortly. What else do we need to do? This one. Let's just remove the key as well for someone next to it. There we go. Disembark and complete this duty. So I need to go this way. There we have it. Hicksville to York Penn, Suburban Sunset. Not a bad little journey that. Yeah, arrived a little early to New York Penn, but hey, that's not exactly going to drag me down or anything. But yeah, complete service. Another level up on the long railroads, the M7 LIRR. We are almost ready for level 4. We're doing the next service actually. But yeah, not a bad drive overall. Not a bad drive. 1 or 2, well, 3 or 4 stations I need to use the emergency brakes at. But eventually I will get the hang of the brakes on this train. I mean, again, they seem a little underpowered for my liking, but they're not terrible. They're not terrible. I just need to learn to brake a little bit earlier, that's all. But other than that, I think we can now bring the episode to an end. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, do subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.